There's an age-old question. People are still trying to work it out. The question is, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Of course, we know the answer because it's there in the book of Genesis. We're told that God created the animals, the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and He created them with the ability to produce after their own kind. So we know the chicken came before the egg. Why am I saying that? Because as we're singing these incredible songs and we're putting our hearts and souls into it, and that last song was sang about God providing the fire, and we'll provide the sacrifice. I want to tell you this morning, the sacrifice always comes first. You read through the scriptures, the Old Testament scriptures, and you will see that the sacrifice came before the fire. God is looking for us as the people of God today to be willing to bring to Him a sacrifice of praise. As we bring that sacrifice unto the Lord, God will provide the fire. Sometimes you may feel as if, well, I've sacrificed, Jack, and I'm still waiting. And I'm still waiting. And I'm reminded of when Abraham was told by God to sacrifice certain animals and then to split the carcasses in two. God told Abraham, when you split those carcasses, you separate them. You put one to the right and one to the left, and you create a path for me to come between the sacrifice, to come through the sacrifice. And Abraham did what God instructed him to do. And then he sat and he waited and he watched as he waited for God to move on the sacrifice. And as Abraham waited, we're told that the birds of the air came, and the birds began to devour the carcasses, the sacrifice, as Abraham waited. And it reminds me, friends, that as we are willing and prepared to sacrifice unto God, and sometimes there's that waiting moment, and as we wait on God to come and to move in our lives, in our circumstances, there are times the old devil comes like the birds of the air to destroy the sacrifice. But we're told that Abraham, he got himself some sticks and he chased the birds away from the sacrifice. And some of you need to do a bit of chasing this morning. Some of you need to come against the devil in your circumstances today. Some of you need to declare that when the devil comes in, that when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord raises up a standard against him. But you got to be prepared to stand up against the wiles of the evil one, to stand up against the works of the devil that he's bringing against your own personal life, that he's bringing against your family, that he's bringing against your situation. Don't let the devil destroy your sacrifice this morning. And as you're prepared to step forward in terms of taking your stand against what the devil is doing in your life and your situation, it's at that moment that the Spirit of God will move. Because He loves to see the people of God rise up. He loves to see us as His children being prepared to stand on our own 2 feet, knowing that He's always got our back. He's always got our back. And friends, I want to declare to you this morning in this place that as you bring your sacrifice to the Lord, then God will bring the fire. As you pour yourself out before God this morning, God will pour Himself out upon you this day. And God will consume this sacrifice.